Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and a soon-to-be named, soon-to-be-announced roofing company. New name any day now. Pretty excited about it, too. But in the meantime, we are still operational. So if you need a roof, give us a shout. 364-1007, 364-1007. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and ProChargeEV, ProChargeEV.com. Okay, y'all, let's get into it here. Father Alelo came on AFR on Friday and prayed for our teams, and I'll be darned. The Pels beat the Kings and advance into the playoffs. LSU baseball run rules Missouri. Now we just need the ladies to go finish the job today and win the Natty for Gymnastics. So we'll be off to a good start for the weekend. Y'all do me a favor, smash that like button if you're there on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. We appreciate you for being with us. Where do y'all want to start? Let's start with the Pels. And we get into LSU baseball. Pels beat the Kings for the sixth time this season, 105-98. You look so bright and festive. Okay. Got it. It's St. Jude Fair Day, day 2. Yesterday was day 1. Today's full day, and then obviously Sunday. Big weekend around these parts. Erica's at the fair all day. Working it and also means I get to be single daddy duty all weekend. That's cool. Me and Drew get spent. I think Drew and I are going to go to Ruckus today. We'll get some shoes. Anyway, Pels beat the Kings, clinched the 8th seed. The Kings came out, looked pretty good right out the gate. But big second quarter for the Pels, got it done, and they'd hold on late. BI had 24 points. They extended him 37 minutes. I mean, look, it was do or die, right? I mean, you don't win, your season ends. So 24 points for BI. Jonas had 19 and 12, shot 50% from the floor. Obviously, big change there without Z. Jonas got a lot of those minutes. So, and your bench was really good, man. Larry Nance had 13, Najee had 11, Jose had 10 off the bench. So, good night for the Pels. So you get you basically travel today, and then tomorrow, Sunday, is game 1 against OKC in the 1 versus 8 matchup. So, no Zion, which stinks. Hopefully, you're getting BI healthier. You'll be taking on a rested OKC team, but while this was a circuitous path, not necessarily the path I would have liked to have seen them take. You do avoid Denver, and you are in the playoffs. So I would have preferred that the Pels lock up the 6th seed and get a 3 versus 6 series against Minnesota. That wasn't in the cards, but you lose a couple times to the Lakers, and you're in a do or die scenario against the Kings, and you beat a team that you've owned all year. So Pels took care of business, and they advance. Again, game 1 is on Sunday. And then how about LSU baseball, y'all? LSU run rules Missouri 12-1, gauge jump, complete game, 7 inning, 14 strikeouts. I mean, you hit 4 homers. Neal homered, Milam homered, Travinsky homered, and Jones homered. That's right. So 12 runs on 13 hits. I don't mean to oversimplify it, but this is why for the last month, every week, as we've watched LSU struggle, we've continued to say the schedule is going to lighten up. The schedule is going to lighten up. Well, you're playing the team that's the worst offense in the league and has the 11th worst staff ERA. You're facing a pitcher last night with an ERA north of 6. And, and you're better than they are. And look, it's spilled milk at this point, but you can't help but wonder, what if the schedule had worked out where you played Missouri in the third week of conference instead of Arkansas, right? So, and everything else is the same. You're 1-2 against State, you stumble out the blocks. You go against Florida and you go 1-2 that weekend, and you just gagged away game 2, right? You should have been coming out of that Florida weekend at 3-3. Instead, you're 2-4. And what if you had played Missouri instead of Arkansas there? You know what I mean? Like, you didn't, but how different do you feel if it didn't shape up the way it did? But it did. So you had to go Arkansas and Vandy and Tennessee, and it just was body blow, body blow, body blow. Well, you come out of it 3-12. Well, now the schedule's lightened up. And you went, you blasted Mizzou 12-1. You run ruled them on their field, and now you got Luke Holman going today with a chance to win the series. So go get it done today. Los Tigres, go get it done. All right, we'll say some good mornings here. By the way, 4:00 baseball today, 4:00 gymnastics today as well. So just a heads up as to what's coming. All right, we'll say some good mornings here. You know the drill. If you're new, subscribe up there on YouTube. We appreciate it as always. Facebook, like the map, is going to page, share the post. Trivia Carter, good morning. Roger Dodger, what's good? Jesse Brown, hope Musa is having a good 420 day. We got him yesterday on air, but today being 420, and I'll probably get him on Twitter as well in a little bit. Got it. Will do. Okay. All right, babe. Devin Kelly, good morning. Jerry G, what's going on? Jesse Post, Tigers Pels. Gary Petrie, good morning. Brian Wynn from Honolulu. All right, Brian Wynn on the island. Very good. Tommy Primo, Casey Smith, good morning. Cliff Nelson, what's good, Cliff? Been a minute, man. Let's see. Coming to you live from the ATL. Okay. Do we get new roofing hats, Cliff? Do you get new roofing hats, Cliff? I mean, well, I was going to say what I normally say, but I don't know if I can say it on Morning Scone. You know the whole, does a bear poop in the woods? Is the Pope Catholic? Normally I combine them and I go, does the Pope poop in the woods? But I say the S word. But I can't do that because it's Morning Scone. But yes, of course, Cliff, you will get roofing hats. And I hope that you will wear the new company's hat with as much pride and fervor as you did our Hudco hats. Love our Hudco friends. Look, they'll keep operating up in North Louisiana. Our contract with them came to an end. We decided, look, we're going to start a new company with some different vision for growth behind it and stuff. So we're excited about it. And the name of the company will be announced any day now. Any day now. Some big, exciting things coming. Big, exciting things coming. Let's see. Jesse, excited about the gymnastics team. If y'all missed it yesterday, I'll repeat it for those that might have missed it. So, Oklahoma is the two-time defending national champion, and at their best, Oklahoma is better than LSU. I mean, that's not hating; it's just reality. And Oklahoma, they choked, man. They in their semifinal, Florida and Utah advanced, which was a major upset. So it takes away the biggest hurdle for LSU, and LSU is it should be the prohibitive favorite to win the national championship today in gymnastics. Would be the first in the program's history. They just have to go compete within their ability. Like if they go, and it's so strange because like you're not necessarily competing against, like, just by comp. Let's see, LSU competed against Oklahoma earlier this year, and Oklahoma put up a 197.9. LSU put up a 197.15. So Oklahoma beat LSU back in January. Utah, LSU went out to Salt Lake, or I guess it was West Valley City. I don't know why they were there, but LSU beat Utah. we lost to Florida. We had a not great meeting. Florida was pretty great that day, 198-105, and we had 197-95. But telling you, man, LSU has put up LSU is pretty incredibly trying to find the last time we didn't go over 198. Oh, it was in the regional. Oh. Okay, babe. Have a good day. Okay. Hang on one second. I need to go latch the door. Hey, Drew, you want to go to the ruckus with Dad? All right. He said yes. Drew knows he gets some kicks when he goes to ruckus with Daddy. Yeah, that's right. Daddy and Drew Day. It's a Daddy and Drew Day. What? You come and say hi? Come see. Come see. We'll sit on my lap. We're going to talk about it. Okay, we're going to say hi. Let's say hi to Dad's show. What do you say? Hi, Dad's show. Good job. Somebody decided to get up at 7:30 this morning. Well, listen, let's talk about it. After Dad's show, we're going to get dressed. We're going to go for our NASCAR too. No, to where first? Daddy's work. Good job. To Daddy's work. And then after Daddy's work, what are we going to do? Walgreens. I don't know why, but he wants to go to Walgreens today. He has it in his brain we're going to Walgreens today. Not for Walgreens. And then after Walgreens, then what? Ruckus. Ruckus. Ruckus, ruckus, ruckus. Ruckus, ruckus, ruckus. Ruckus, ruckus, ruckus. Rakus? No, we say ruckus. What? Huh? What? I bet a bunch of people are telling you hi. You want to tell everybody hi? Let's see who's saying hi to Drew. Let's see. Oh, Thomas said hi. Hi, Thomas. Guy said hi. Hi. Gwen said hi from Alaska, and Blaine and Devin. They're all saying hi to you. Mama, it'll be tomorrow. What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? When I go to mall. Go church. Go to the mall. What else? Go to Drew's house. Yep. We're going not for that. Not for Drew's house. Probably watch baseball. And then Daddy and Drew play. You tell me what you want to do. Daddy. Okay. All right. You ready to talk to some people? Let's see what questions they got or comments they have. All right. Let's see. Jerry, got to get Musso a new theme song starting Monday, like main event. Jay Uso. I don't know what that is. Okay. You can go. All right. Videos. Okay. Thank you for asking. What? Okay. Back to the show. Although I know most of you probably just show up here because you want to see Drew pop on anyway, and I'm okay with that. All right. Let's see. Eli, if Carr leads the Saints to 8 or 9 win seasons and they're stuck with the 10th, 15th in the draft, might just running back again with him, deepest QB draft in years this year. Well, you're stuck with Derek Carr for the next 2 years contractually. I mean, that's the thing that was so upsetting about them restructuring Derek Carr's contract. Whenever they restructured Carr this offseason, because you could have off-ramped off of him, when they restructured it, you're basically stuck now. So you have $62 million in dead money this year and $50 million in dead money next year, meaning if Derek Carr is not on your roster next year, it costs you $50 million. So you are stuck with Derek Carr for 2 more years minimum. Like, he will be your quarterback this year in 24 and next year in 25. And then you could potentially off-ramp out of it in 2026. But you are Derek Carr is your quarterback the next 2 years. The only way around it is if, like, Jake Haener, the 4th round draft pick, becomes a stud and Carr becomes a very expensive backup. Like, that's the only way that it goes a different way. Spurge, good morning. Carla Sharp, good morning. Father's prayer worked. Kelly Gross, Cortland, Kurt, what's going on? LSU men's tennis from the SEC championship semis against Kentucky. Awesome. Good luck to the squad. Craig, Matt, I got wasted last night. Michter's toasted rye, Blanton straight from the barrel, Parker's double barrel, Stag Junior Batch 12, and Pearl Jam loud. Very good. Those are some heavy hitters there. Pearl Jam did release a new album last night. I have not heard it yet, but looking forward to it. Cortland, I missed yesterday's show. I checked to see Gymnastics comments, and your reaction to seeing Oklahoma out was priceless. Yeah, I didn't know until yesterday morning. So y'all know I've talked about it here for a while. So our family, we are Gymnastics fans. We watch all the meets. The Friday Night Heights is kind of part of our routine. They've been awesome this year. You feel good. I've gotten, like, having, obviously, with some of the gymnasts on the G team with Gordon, I've had some of them in studio, right? So I've got to interview Haley and Aaliyah Finnegan and Connor McLean, and I'm missing somebody. Anyway, I can't remember, but and then, knowing Jay Clark a little bit, I feel I'm very happy for them to be in this position, and they got a great shot. Like, it's legitimately the most realistic shot they've ever had to win the national championship, and they can do it today. Who Dat Dude and me, what up, playoff Pels? Okay. Strong side, great piece yesterday with Father Hooch. You guys had me rolling on my drive home. Yes, he did definitely almost say the A word before the prayer. We rolled it back. There's no doubt. And he even acknowledged it after the show. Cortland, while yours lightens up, Florida's lost 3 straight series and their next 4 are tough. Welcome to the SEC, man. Geocosmic, hell yeah, I like it. Lowell Cormier, good morning. Austin Anderson. Let's see. Jaden Burrow. Oh, I like Happy Musso Day. Oh, was Jim at 3? Maybe I was looking and saw 4 Eastern. Thank you for that. Thank you for that clarification. Yes, thank you. Okay, I was looking at 4 Eastern. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, 3:00. Okay, 3:00 for gym, 4:00 for baseball. I was definitely looking at 4 Eastern. Okay. Excuse me. Blaine, Lance. Does Musso get a random drug screen Monday? No. I'll let it slide. Blaine Smith Skeens going to make a lot of money, win a lot of games. Yes, Paul Skeens is good at baseball. Very good at baseball. Gary, Jump was the man. Jay knew what he was getting. Let's go win the series today. I think part of it, Gary, is understanding that you were facing the worst offense in the SEC. I mean, their team batting average around 240, 250. Missouri has been really bad. And yes, they got a better record than you in the league. It's because they swept Florida there in Como. And good for them. They did that. But they're not a good team. And this is a series that you should avoid. And look, next week you get A&M, and A&M looks awesome right now. But after that, you're going to get to face Ole Miss and Auburn and Alabama, and you're going to have winnable series ahead. So you got to make hay while you can. This is a weekend to do it. Bart, what up? Blake, I see a JD Coy Hill up there. Pretty awesome collection. Thank you, man. Yeah, that is Coy Hill. Jack has done they've done some they're like I got the Coy Hill, I got their 10-year. The special releases they've done have been great. And Coy Hill for 147 proof, I think it's 147.8, is amazing because you would think at 147 it would just be like drinking fire, but it's not. It's just um it's full and bold and flavorful and awesome, just not overpowering. So they did a great job. Zachary, morning, Matt. Thoughts on the 80 team super conference Crane and company talked about yesterday morning? 8 divisions that had promotion and relegation based on end of season results. Very interesting. I didn't hear what the guys talked about. An 80 team super conference. Like, here's the thing. Zachary, man, I have for years now, I have been talking about the fact that college football it is inevitable that we are going to a like one college football, a super league, like no conferences, just college football. I don't know how it'll be divvied up or how it'll be um labeled, but it's going to look like the NFL, where like the NFL, like the NFC East and the NFC West don't have their own TV contracts. The NFL has a TV contract, and that's what it's going to be like for college football. You're not going to have a Big Ten and an SEC and a Pac, ACC, whatever. Like you're just going to have college football, invite only, 50 teams, whatever. I don't know that you ever get to 80. That you get to 80 because it's going to be too many. Because you start to devalue the product. Like, there isn't as much TV value in teams, 50 to 80 as there are 1 to 50 or whatever that 1 to 40, whatever that number is. So, I've seen something hypothesized where it could be like a buy-in. If you can afford to play in the buy-in will be X, and if you can afford it, then you can be in the league. But it's good that day is going to be awesome whenever it comes, and we're every day we're getting closer and closer to that, and it's going to be awesome because you're going to see games you want to see. Like imagine if you see like an LSU schedule that includes 10 to 12 games of nothing but Power Five. Like you take off Nichols and South Alabama and Troy and Grambling and the games nobody cares about, right? And you add Ohio State and USC and Texas and Penn State, and I mean, yeah, give me that. Give me something that is something that everybody wants to see every week, and an actual real playoff. It's like it's gonna be great for college football. I mean, you like people say whether they're killing college football, really, because viewership keeps going up and the TV contracts keep getting bigger. Like that actually indicates it's that these changes are good for college football. That more people are watching, more people are interested. Brian Penn, good morning from Dakota City, Nebraska. By the way, one more thought on that. Like, I had a thought on that. I had a thought. I promise I did. I can't remember it now. It'll come back to me. Cortland, I watched Out Falter live when they took the fall on Bean to go 1.4 behind Florida. It was like watching LSU lock up the title. Oh, OU falter, fall on Beam. Okay. Whew. All right. I got it, Cortland. Yeah, I was not watching, man. I watched LSU's semi it was on while I was on air, and got off air, went home, and was that Thursday? What did I do Thursday? Can't remember what I did Thursday night. Oh, I had to go pick up Drew because Erica was setting up for the fair. Yeah, so I did not watch. I didn't find out till the morning. Let's see. Tim, what's up? Blaine, NFL draft's almost here. Commanders doing commander things. Um, you know, if I'm Washington, I really don't care how Jaden Daniels and his agent reacted. You have the pick. You pick who you want. If they want to pick Jaden, they'll pick Jaden. I mean, the whole story about so the thing was that Washington brought like all the quarterbacks in at once or something like that, and suppose that angered Jaden and his agent. I don't really care. Like the Washington Commanders can do whatever they want. You want to bring them all in at once? Bring them all in at once. You guess what? Jaden didn't have to go. You didn't have to go. You saying I'm good? I'm not going to come visit you. Okay. Well, then maybe they don't pick you. Okay. And then you go third, miss out on $10 million or whatever it is. So that's I think a horribly overblown story. Thomas, good morning. Was LSU's bats waking up? Poor pitching by Missouri. Jump looked good against poor hitting team. Need another big win today. Yes, and yes. The pitcher from Missouri couldn't locate anything. And so if you're LSU, then your approach becomes, unless it's a fastball, don't swing because he hasn't shown the ability to throw anything for a strike. So when that's the case, and you're just sitting dead red fastball and you get a hitter's counts, just don't miss it. And that's what LSU did. They pounded the baseball. And then jump was overpowering. I mean, Gage jump was awesome. When, look, mid-90s from the left side, you don't see it in college much, and he overpowered a bad lineup. I mean, it looked a lot like it did in the first month of the season before he got into conference play against better SEC teams. Carly Cat said some good for gymnastics, but got to get by Florida when it counts. The beam will be huge for LSU today. They've been awesome on the beam. Nicole, fun watching baseball. Wasn't it fun? It was fun watching him for a change, no doubt. Brett, Kentucky's entire basketball roster is gone. Crazy how that happens when you lose a coach, right? Sarcasm. LSU fans need to give Matt McMahon more time. We have the number 11 recruiting class coming in. Plenty of good players in the portal. Yeah, man. They've already got 3 top 100 high school prospects committed, a couple portal prospects committed. Actually, 2 of them are in the top 50. Or they're top 60 maybe. But, yeah, man, I'm excited about Matt McMahon. I think next year, realistically, we're looking at the NCAA tournament. I think it's a realistic goal for next year. Hey, Charlotte, good morning. Good to see you. Tracy, good morning. Here's all the Drew ones. My apologies for missing them earlier. Brett, Gary, Carla, Angela, good morning. Appreciate y'all very much as always. The Drew fan base, I appreciate y'all. David, thanks y'all. Appreciate it very much. Kelly, good morning. The prayers worked. I was texting with Alelo last night after the show. I was like, that was so good. He's like, you're welcome. Brett, love Mason Taylor on AFR. Yeah, the Mason Taylor drop is good. Blaine, hey Drew, who should the Saints pick? Drew thinks the Saints should pick Olu Fashanu at 14. And I got to get a pronunciation because I'm starting to hear some people say Fashanu. Let's see. Fashanu. Fashanu. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Fashanu. 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 Okay. Fashanu. I've been saying it wrong. I've been saying Fashanu. It's Fashanu. Okay. Fashanu. Let's go. We're on the Fashanu train from the man himself. Where are we? Y'all please smash the like button if you would. Daniel said any realistic timeline on Zion's hamstring. They said weeks. weeks, plural. So you definitely would not expect to have him in this first round series against OKC. So, maybe if you advance, you can get him back, but you definitely would not expect to have him in the first round, which is such a bummer. Let's see, Blaine, Sean Payton desperate for a quarterback. Arizona could capitalize trading with the Cardinals. I'll be curious. I know you mean with Denver, with the Broncos. I know what you meant, but I think Denver will be interesting because everyone's sort of mocking that Denver trading up, right? Or do they sit patiently and take Bo Nix? Do they wait in round 2 and look for someone like Michael Penix? Do they get aggressive and move up? I mean, remember, Sean Payton was in those draft rooms all those years with Mickey Loomis where they traded up. So did they get aggressive and try to go top 5 for one of the quarterbacks? Maybe. But then again, like, look at all the draft capital you used for Russell Wilson. What do you have? Let's see. Denver has they don't have a 2, obviously. They've got a 1 because the Saints have their 2, right, at 45. They got a 1, a 3, a 4, 3 5s, 2 6s, and only 3 of their picks are theirs. Their 4th rounder is from Miami. 1 5th rounder is from Carolina through Cleveland, another's from the Jets, another's from Houston through Cleveland, and then from San Francisco. So Peyton's Denver draft board is looking a lot like his New Orleans draft board would. I guess my point is, like, what assets do you have, that you can trade? I mean, because of the Russell Wilson stuff. All right. B. Lorky, what's going on? James, good morning. Let's see, Cortland, UGA fired their coach. Any chance they take Clark away? Well, remember Jay Clark came to LSU from Georgia. I'm sure that's why you're asking. I find that hard to believe. He left Georgia to come here with the promise of being the head coach. You're a head coach in the SEC. You're recruiting well. You're established here. Jay's been here 9 years now. Especially if they go win the national championship today, I doubt very seriously he's gonna leave. Randy Dewey, Matt, what kind of acoustic is that in the background? It's handmade. There's a guy in town in Baton Rouge named Tim. He had a Tim's Guitar Shop, and so it's a handmade guitar by Tim. All right. Kevin, morning, Matt Moscona. Got me out of that Woodford. Got me probably a bottle at Woodford Reserve Double Oak last night watching Tigers. It was solid. Gary, so how do they sweep Florida? That's why they play the game. Go Tigers. That's the point, Gary. I mean, yeah. But congrats to Missouri. They swept Florida. It was improbable, and yes, that's why they play the game. But the point is that was a clear outlier from their season. That's the exception, not the rule. So can weird things happen? Absolutely, weird things can happen, especially in a game like baseball. But LSU is a better, more talented team than Missouri. So, I mean, look, LSU won the national championship last year and lost series at the end of the year to Auburn and State. Well, series, not Siri. Matthew Denicola, Auburn next week, then A&M. Good, you got a chance to build it up. Let's see. Any word on transfer defensive tackles coming to LSU? Not as far as like any commitments, but I mean, I've told y'all everything I know up to this point. I mean, LSU has money to spend, and they're looking to add 2 defensive tackles. They got Gio Paez from Wisconsin already in. We know that. They brought in Philip Bleedy. I told you all about CJ West. There's another defensive lineman with Louisiana ties that they're potentially targeting if he hits the portal, which I think he will. The kid from Michigan State who hit the portal this week, they're bringing him in for a visit. Simeon Barrow. So I mean, they've got a handful of options, right? Dominic Williams from TCU. Like they're not going to get all those guys, but you throw your hat in the ring for all of them, and if you get one or two of them, you're better off, right? So they got money to spend. Like I've talked about, man, they got money to spend. You know, I'll repeat it for those that haven't heard it, but you know, LSU last year, the roster, they spent about $4 million in NIL on last year's roster. And the goal this year was to get up around 7. And let me see. I don't think you're done. Oh, you're done. Okay. I thought maybe you were just doing a lot of sorts here, friend. All right. All right. Got it. Okay, you're free. Off you go. So you know, LSU, the goal was to get closer to 7 million this year in NIL, and I was told it's actually pushing more like 8. So they've got more money than they even thought they'd have. I've told y'all as well, they offered $500,000 each to Brian Thomas, Mekhi Wingo, and Mason Smith to return. The collective did. And obviously none of those guys came back. So that's another $1.5 million that you had allocated for those guys that's available. And I kind of asked, are you seeing an increase in the amount of donors? And the answer is no, but what you had was the 24 or so, boosters, donors that have been funding this collective all upped their contribution, which kind of pushed them forward again this year. So what'll be really interesting for LSU and what could be potentially game changing for LSU is if and when they do start to engage the average fan. When they start to really make a push for the 2050. If you go to the website Bayou Traditions, you'll see there's like a monthly recurring option for like 20, 50, $100. And when they can really start to engage the masses at that level, that's whenever I think you're really going to start to see LSU's collective sort of hit that parabolic run up. But they're doing well now, certainly. Let's see. Dad, good morning. Hey, Todd Ryan Taylor, good morning. NHL playoff start today. Okay. Gary, let's see. Guy, I'll be in the box next Sunday for the Auburn game. Hope I'm celebrating a win for my birthday. Awesome, Guy. Remind us. We'll be sure to wish you happy birthday next week. Let's see. Cajun Country, morning. Heard someone ask about what third rounder the Saints are drafting at 14. Love Terrio's reaction. Morning from Gulfport. Okay, Will. GameCube, man. Matt Jump looked good. What do you think it would benefit him coming back for his redshirt junior year? So there's two different parts of that question. Like, would it benefit him? Meaning, would he, probably become a better pitcher? And yes. Do I think he comes back? Absolutely not. I mean, when you're 95 from the left side, you remember more than any other league, your professional baseball drafts on potential. You draft prospects, you put them through your minor league system, you let them grow and develop until they're ready to come play for you. And all these teams would rather have that prospect in their farm system where they can watch them, develop them, train them, take care of their arm. And for Jump, when you've already had Tommy John, I can't see him coming back. I mean, strange things happen. You never know, but hard to imagine that happening, man. He'll be a top 100, 150 pick because he's a lefty that throws 95. So I do not think that Gage jump will be back. No. Manny, morning, Matt. LSU baseball finally scheduled now, getting manageable. Go win today behind Holman and see if you can sweep this weekend. Cortland, Utah, and Florida had a heck of a meet. The evening scores even looked more favorable, and they still couldn't crack 198. Clint, what's up, man? Deliberately trying not to take too much from last night's game. We have a tall hill to climb to make the tournament. You don't have a tall hill to climb to make the tournament. And next week is Auburn, not A&M. And you don't have a tall hill to climb to make the tournament. Because Auburn is beneath you, and now you're a game behind Missouri. So it's not a tall hill to climb to make the SC tournament. Like that is the appropriate way to look at it. I mean, unless if you're talking about like the NCAA tournament, about regionals, but getting to 13, I think we've talked, like, I think the math is what we've talked about. 13 is sort of your bar, right? You got to clear that bar. If you get to 13 wins in SEC play, you should make regionals. You got 12. You probably need to win a few in Hoover. But I think Luch said it best. Clint, on Monday, he said you don't look at it in terms of how many wins. You look at it in terms of who you're trying to get past. And when you look at it that way, it's far more manageable to think about getting in the SEC tournament when you're already ahead of Auburn and you really just have to catch Missouri, which you'll probably do this weekend. Let's see. Vaughn, sorry to miss all the show, Matt. I got to walk before it gets too hot and I get too stiff. All good, Vaughn. You go get it, man. Daniel, Matt, to be honest, as deep as this tackle class is, there's such a huge leap from college to the NFL. Any of these tackles is going to have a learning period. Maybe, but I think there's a big difference, Daniel, between saying, are you drafting an all-pro or are you drafting a starter? And I think it's very plausible to think that whoever you draft at 14 can be a day one starter and should be a day one starter in the NFL. It's not to say they're going to be an all-pro day one, but can they come in and be a starting player for you? And that's what you need. And I think the answer to that is yes. Gulf South, good morning. You said if Gamecoin got to like 50 cents, you'd retire and buy a private island. So blink twice if you plan on private island shopping in the next few years, not asking for financial advice. Yeah, if Gamecoin got to 50 cents, by the way, I don't know that it's even possible to ever get to 50 cents just because, like, I know people make the mistake sometimes of looking at Bitcoin and seeing Bitcoin at $63,000 and you're like, like, oh, what if the Bud token got to $100? Well, the thing about Bitcoin is the amount of Bitcoin is capped, right? There's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be mined. Meanwhile, when you look at Gamecoin, I'm trying to see how many are the total supply was 100 billion Gamecoin, but I know they burned. I think they burned because here on CoinGecko it doesn't show the current circulating supply. So I'm trying to see how many are burned and how many are accurate. So anyway, but anyway, I was trying to see how many. So, but if I'm looking for it, I'm trying to see my total number of coins. I think I'm not telling you how many I have, but okay. Yeah. Yeah. If Gamecoin got to 50 cents, I don't know if I'm buying an island. but you will definitely never hear me on the radio again. Let's just say last cycle when I got to 4 cents, I was very well positioned, but I didn't take any profits. I took no profits last cycle because I didn't want to take money out of the project as it was growing. But it's very exciting. I'm curious if any of y'all have done the beta testing. Let me know. I'd love feedback if anybody's done the beta testing. Greg T. parlayed Otters NBA picks last night. Very good. Oh, I forgot. I need to go check the picks. Yeah. Brett, thoughts on the new 2-minute warning rule in college? I'm fine with it. I know there's a lot of people that are pushed back against that and the clock rules. I don't mind the 2-minute warning in college. I think running the clock, not stopping the clock for first downs, which, a lot of people were upset about that. Remember, like a lot of those clock rules are put into place to inject more offense into the game. Well, in the last 20 years, the game has become so much more offensive. Spread, throwing, pass. So, now you see these 4-hour games and they have 700 yards offense anyway. So it's like you don't need to artificially inject more offense into the game because of the clock. So, yeah, I'm fine with the clock rules looking more uniform like they do in the NFL. Let's see. Daniel, if you ever want to take lessons or anyone my brother manages the Port Allen Rockin' Mozart School of Music. They take all age ranges. Very big deal for our WBR community. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I'm self-taught on guitar. I don't think I'll ever, well, I shouldn't say never. Maybe there'll be a point in my life where I want to actually get deeper and to learn more. But YouTube is such a valuable a resource, right? Just go look up. So I don't play enough anymore, Daniel, to warrant the necessity. I wish I had more time to just pick up the guitar and play, but maybe at some point I'll get back to it. Robert, good. Hey, Robert Anderson, good morning, man. Brett, did you finish Curb? I did finish Curb. Thank you I was waiting for someone to ask, Brett. I did finish Curb Your Enthusiasm. So, we were 2 episodes behind, and I actually watched it last week. So, yes, I don't want to say anything because I don't want there to be spoilers, but I thought they nailed it. I thought it was, when it looked like they were going to end it the way that they were going to end it, it was like, I can't believe they're going to do this. And then the way they ended it was perfect. I thought, bravo, well done. Sad to see Curb go, but I thought they nailed it. I thought they did great. Zachary Snyder, it was NFL executives that made 8-10 team divisions, broadcast money versus NIL. Heard you talk about this a lot in past, so I figured I'd tell you, you can give it a listen, poke your holes in it. Zachary, I think I remember seeing, we might have talked about that a couple of weeks ago because there was there were a few college administrators that met with NFL executives to come up with that structure. And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I just don't think you're going to have that many teams in it. So we're talking, for those just, he's talking about, the future of college football and how it's going to be structured. I just don't think it's going to be 80 teams. It's too many. There isn't enough value in team 80. If you just, so just for example, let's just hypothetically take, this is just a random list ranking every college football team, right? So 76 is Texas State. This is from The Athletic this year. Texas State, BYU, Nebraska at 78, Mississippi State 79, Arkansas 80, Colorado, Rice, Bowling Green Virginia, Arizona State. You see my point? Like some of these teams just had bad years, so it's not their value. Just but putting into perspective, like even if you look at San Jose State, Illinois, Minnesota, South Alabama, Western Kentucky, South Florida, UCF, like those programs, Jacksonville State, Coastal Carolina, those programs aren't going to have enough cachet that they're going to have value in any type of TV deal. So, like, why would you want App State and UTSA? They're not going to be part of it. And those are the types of teams that you'd have to be talking about to be in like an 80 team, an 80 team, system. Will, most people relax on the weekend. You can't really because of your job, huh? Family, your job, man, that's a lot, bud. Thank God you have Drew to help, Drew to help team trip. Yeah, Will, I don't have a traditional 9 to 5, and that's okay with me, man. I'm lucky to do the job I do. Seriously, like I work a lot, but at its most basic level, I'm just talking about sports. Like, don't nobody cry for me because I work a lot. I love to work. I love what I do. I love to come on here and talk to y'all. And I've gotten to know so many of you over the years, not just from here, but also a lot of you that I've been able to, fortunate enough to meet in person. And I mean, this is just part of my day now. In the same way it's part of your day to come hang out here, it's part of my day too. So smash the like button if you would, subscribe up to the channel. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need an orthopedist. After hours clinic is open nights and weekends as an alternative to the ER. And of course, if you need a roof, remember, new roofing company, name coming any day now. Excited to tell you all about it when we do. And of course, we'll have tons of hats and swag and all that sort of stuff. We'd love the support. Damon Gilmore, good morning. Brett, I'm going to go bottom it up. Let's see. Remember you saying you trained in martial arts? Yeah, I did taekwondo. My whole family did taekwondo as a kid, when we were kids. And I was actually pretty good. I remember I went to a national tournament in Mobile, and I won first place in forms at a national tournament. The trophy was like as big as I was when I was a kid. Micah Mercer, Pels and 7. I probably disagree with you there, Micah, but we can hope, can't we? Antron, good morning. What a win last night for the Tigers. It was very, very, very much needed. Let's see. Scott Shirley, Ryan Robinson was a 3-star walk-on. Doesn't count against the 85. Hate to lose Ryan Yates. Seems like he could be a contributor next season. Yes, so the scholarship players they've lost are, I think it's 6. They've lost Jackson Howard, Kai Preen, Connor Gilbreth, Jeremiah Hughes, Ryan Yates, and Braithwaite. So 6. They've lost 6 scholars. And I told you they were at 88. So that puts them under 85, the under 85 limit now. And they've got more they can add and will add for sure. I agree with you on Yates too. Talked about him yesterday. I think Yates had a lot of potential. But it's one of those things where if you add Jordan Gilbert and you've got Major Burns and Sage Ryan returning, and you bring in a 5-star into Sean McBride, well, Yates is a guy you'd love to hang around because you think he could be a starter and a really good player, but he doesn't see a path to the field this year, so he goes somewhere else, and I don't blame him. It's the trade-off, right? Would you rather keep Ryan Yates and develop him or bring in Jordan Gilbert, who's going to be an immediate starter for you? Ray Woods, I've done beta testing here in Arkansas. We have 2 travel baseball teams that will be in when the platform starts. Awesome, Ray. Thank you so much for the feedback, man. Talking about GameCoin there. So you can beta test the app right now if you want, or the platform. It's out there. It's pretty cool to tinker with, and there's more coming too. Abner Neal, Cortland, can I get to the top 12 this weekend? The top 12? What do you mean? Richard Horner, morning, Matt. Nice Friday evening. LSU kick butt. The Pelicans branch carries them to the postseason. Bench. Jared Espry, good morning. Jeff Hawk, what up, my dude? Hope you're doing good, man. Zachary, so let's see, sorry. Casey asked Game Quinn. So platform is beta testing right now. So we're gathering information right now from people who are tinkering with the platform, playing with it, and then we'll make edits and alterations. And one of the things that I've kind of hinted at is there are AR, augmented reality components, that are coming as well, and they're really cool. And it's going to open up a whole nother market to the thing, and it's just really, really cool. Let's see. Kyrie, what up, man? Lakers and Pels should have done each other a solid, considering they both suck against the team lots of face in round one. I don't know, man. I would rather. I mean, I'd rather face OKC than Denver. So, I mean, I think the best scenario would have been obviously not choking against the Lakers on the last night of the regular season, getting the 6th seed and playing Minnesota. But that's what it is. Jay Borden, if the Saints have Fautanu, can play all 5 positions, but start at tackle and move back to guard. Maybe get Barton, the Duke kid, then Fisk in the second. I still think they're going to end up going receiver in round 2. Patrick, appreciate how well you explain things in a concise, straightforward manner. Easy to understand. Thank you, Patrick. Very kind of you as always. Luis, Richard, the more I think about the Saints draft, I care less about the position, more about getting as many starters. Yeah, I mean, I think, though, sometimes, Richard, when you have that many needs, you do kind of take best available at biggest position of need. But yes, you definitely need starters. And it's one of the things why, when the Saints were having their run at the end with Breeze, 17-20, I didn't mind them moving up because the reality was you didn't need to draft 7 players because 7 rookies weren't going to make your roster. So I'd rather you trade up and be bullish on 4 of them that are going to come in and be contributors than take 7 just to take 7. The difference now is you need to be you need as many starters as you can get. Greg T, I beta tested, absolutely loved it. A kid or grandparent could do it. Very user-friendly. My son's card was even one of the ones used in the collage they posted on yesterday's update. Love it. Awesome, Greg. Thank you so much for the feedback, man. Great to hear that. Darren, can you reveal if your roofing company will be local or statewide? Statewide, brother. It's all over the state of Louisiana, no doubt. And we're fired up for it. So our home base will be here. Might actually have a new physical location as well, new building coming and all with pretty prominent location that is going to be very hard to miss. We're excited about it. Yeah, man. So it's Terrio and Tilly and me and, Joe and Scott and our whole crew, Ty, everybody, Zach, our whole crew. We're just starting a new company, new name, new company, all that stuff. Statewide, everything. And we will be able to announce the name any day now. Let's see. All right, a couple more, then I'm going to jump and get Drew dressed and go take him to ride elevators. Milton Borrell, nice win for the Pels. No Zion, they have little chance against the Thunder. Honestly, Milton, I don't know that they had a great chance against the Thunder even with Zion. But yes, I'm glad they're in. Will, let's see. Xavier Leggett is mini Debo. And Ryan Amanda Gidger, good morning. Okay, I think we're just about done, y'all. As always, shout out to Brock. Remember, we got all our partners scrolling right here. Need a roof issue. We're still operational, so you can give us a shout. Just haven't announced the new name yet. 364-1007. RestoredMotions.com and ProChargeEV.com. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. YouTube, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page. Share the post. We appreciate you. Have an awesome day. Go Tigers. Let's bring home a natty. Baseball, let's go win a series. And let's have an awesome day.